Good day. I'm Menachem Avichayel for Trust in Hashem. Today is the 3rd of March, the 27th day in the year 2026 by the Gregorian calendar. It's the 8th day of Aviv in the year 5786 by the Torah calendar, the one that Hillel II set for the Am Yisrael after the Second Temple was destroyed by the Romans. It's actually destroyed by Hashem, but the Romans were his tool that he used. We've been going by this calendar ever since, and we will until the Sanhedrin is reformed. Today we are going to cover in the third book, the second Parsha, the Parsha Tzav. Now before I do that, I would like to clear something up. I got a lot of emails, I got a lot of text messages, and a lot of WhatsApps on something I said last week in the Parsha Vayikra. And I was talking about how not in the name of God. And I was talking about Jonathan Sacks' book, Not in the Name of God, and how he talks about how people have been going around for thousands of years saying that they're doing things, killing people in the name of God, and Hashem doesn't want that kind of thing. So people were challenging me on that, and I had a number of contacts from Muslim cousins. By cousins, I mean that they're related through, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, mainly through Abraham and Ishmael. So I looked up for them the passage that we'll be talking about. And in the Quran, in the 8th chapter, which they call Sura, the 12th line, it talks about how, the 12th verse, it talks about how, here we go, it says, strike above their necks. And it's also in 42, Surah 42, verse 4, basically the same language, a little bit different, but it really means the same thing. So, if this is really the words of a prophet, which the Muslim people say it is, then let's try and see if we can figure out what it really means. Does it really mean to go around with a sword and chopping off people's heads? Now, I've read the Torah, prophets, and writings. I've never heard of prophets talking like that. Prophets always talk about bringing people back to Hashem, to bringing them closer to Hashem, to walk in the ways that Hashem wants them to walk in. Now, obviously, if you kill somebody, they can't come closer to Hashem. They're dead. It's the end. That's not what Hashem wants. Hashem wants people to be brought close to them. So what could he possibly be saying by, above their neck? What's above the neck? You have the mouth and the ear. So is the Muslim prophet Muhammad actually trying to tell his followers to learn his words? And when you meet somebody in a calm manner, without getting excited, without losing your temper, use your mouth, use the strongest weapon in the world, stronger than any sword, stronger than any gun, any rifle, any tank, any B-52 bomber with a bunker buster bombs and the B-2s, stronger than an atomic bomb. What is that? It's the double-edged sword, the tongue. The strongest weapon that you have in the world to promote the word of Hashem. What the Prophet Muhammad is saying to his followers, the Muslim people, use your brains and your tongue to talk to people and bring them closer to Hashem. Because if you can bring somebody closer to Hashem, now you have done the work of Hashem. Now you have glorified Hashem. Think about that. So, moving on to Parsha Tzav, and we go into, it's going to be short today, because really this Parsha Tzav is just a continuation of Vayikra, talking about the sacrifices and the Cohens and how they should dress and what they should do, how they should do it, where they should do it, when they should do it. I mean, It's the temple service, the temple in Jerusalem. And it says there in chapter 7, verse 26, not to eat any blood in any of your settlements. And then it continues on in verse 27 and says, any person who will eat blood, the person shall be cut off from his people. That's exactly what it was said in Vayikra. Maybe in not the exact same words, but it is the exact same thing. It's very important. And this is not just for Am Yisrael, the nation of Israel. This is for all peoples of the world. Hashem expects you not to be an animal. Animals that kill other animals and eat them, they eat blood. That's not what Hashem wants you to be. Yes, you were created the same day the animals were created on. But then he put Salem Elohim in you. A lot of people call it the breath of Hashem. The real meaning, as Uncle puts it in, is puts the intellect, the ability to think, to rise above the animal level. A human being doesn't take in blood. How do we know that? Because Hashem tells us right in the Torah, don't do it. And if you do it, you'll be cut off from your people. Cut off from your people, karait, actually means losing your share in the world to come. It's very, very serious. Like I said last week in Vayikra, it's a very important commandment, and everybody should follow that. It continues on in Parsha Tzav, and it talks about the Aharon and his sons and how they're supposed to do this service, and it's eternal. These acts that Aharon and his sons, and later Pinchas, who becomes the Kohen Gadol, his descendants for all time, they are the ones that are designated to do Hashem's bidding. They have the obligation and the responsibility to do these services in the temple for Am Yisrael, and not just for the nation of Israel, but for anybody that brings a sacrifice. A lot of people don't understand this. The temple in Jerusalem is set up not just for Am Yisrael, for each individual Jewish person, for each child of Israel. It is set up for every single human being in the world. It is the resting place of Hashem, so to speak. It is the place where anybody in the world can bring a sacrifice. Obviously, it has to meet certain criteria, the same as the Jewish people's sacrifices have to meet certain criteria. They have to be a certain way, certain ages, certain conditions. You have to be either male or female. They have to be either cow, goat, right? They have to be a bird. There are certain criteria that you have to follow. Everybody has to. The temple is there. The point I want to make at this juncture is that we need, and I'm talking about Israel today, in Eretz Yisrael, in the land of Israel, we need to stop the bickering between us and talking about like, oh, I have to have this power. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. No. If you have a rabbi and he's not talking about every single day, we need to figure out how to put together the Sanhedrin. He's not a rabbi. He's part of the spies that are talking against going into Israel and setting up a Torah nation. That is our number one duty. We've got to figure out how to set up the Sanhedrin. Don't tell me it can't be done. Nobody knows how to do it. Just make it a law that it has to be done, and then we'll figure it out. Hashem will lead us. Once we make a crack in the door, Hashem will swing the door all the way open. That's the way it works. I'm Menachem Abichael for trust in Hashem. May the Sanhedrin be reformed. May the Mashiach come in our time. May all of Kal Yisrael be gathered together from the four corners of the earth back to Eretz Yisrael. Thank you. Have a good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.